Ruchi. I am from Greenwich, Connecticut, here in the US, and today I wanted to share with you my experience with conscious birthing. Currently, I am 35 weeks pregnant, and although I am in the home stretch at this point and having my baby soon enough, it really has been quite a journey and learning experience these past few months. I had known for quite some time that I would be getting pregnant shortly after being married, and that there was this girl that kept showing her presence during past life regression sessions, hypnosis sessions, and even on my own when tuning in during meditation. For a good 2 years, I felt her presence, and even my husband and I started developing inside jokes, imagining, pretending what it was like to have this young girl around us as our daughter and friend. We saw her dressed in a certain way, behaving a certain way, and I had even decided to buy these red sparkly shoes and hide them in a box in our closet, hoping one day we would actually have her in our lives. We got married, and it was 10 months later, I was pregnant. Here in the US, we are permitted to find out the gender if we want at 11 weeks with a blood test, which is 99.9% accurate. So, up until this time, I was just having the usual pregnancy woes, and I was so convinced about the gender being a girl that I was in shock when I was told it's a boy. I was still hoping that the 1.1% possibility was there of it being the girl I kept seeing for us. After finding out the gender for a week, I had intense dreams, and it was the first week actually where I could not really connect with the baby and the girl that I was communicating with all this while. I had thought, let me wait and see, and I should be able to connect. I was completely confused what had gone wrong, and I could feel something was wrong, but I was not exactly able to put my finger on it. So I got in touch with a friend of mine who's a soul coach in Mumbai, and throughout the past years, I have learned so much about myself with her help that I'm a rainbow soul, I have certain clairvoyant abilities, but most importantly, I had known that I would be birthing and raising a highly evolved child and children in the future. And as much as this is a blessing, it is also something that I needed to be mindful of when raising my children. I was seeking her advice, and she said she felt that I was carrying a low vibrational soul and could sense something was not quite right, as I shared with her my intuitive feelings I was having in the dreams. She had just spoken to Dr. Monica earlier that morning and asked me to immediately connect with her. I called Dr. Monica and explained to her my situation, and right on the spot, she said that the low vibrational soul was forcing its way in, and it was most likely a family member that was attached to my husband that wanted to be born to us and be raised close to him. She explained to me that a low vibrational soul can behave like a bully, and it's not highly evolved, whereas a highly evolved soul would not behave that way, and instead it is more quiet and basically well behaved. So if a low vibrational soul is forcing its way in and kicking the highly evolved soul out, then the high vibrational soul is not going to fight back. It was truly divine timing, because Dr. Monica had told me, had this been later on in, say, 20 something weeks and onwards, it would have been very difficult to actually fix the situation. Um, but there was, because I was still at 13 weeks, there was still time. She asked me to unconditionally send my love to the low vibrational soul and ask for him to gently leave and find a mother that was better aligned for him, as I was looking for a better match for my body and self. And I was told to practice a specific affirmation of unconditional love in the early morning hours every day for a week. I was also told to go on an entire sattvic diet. She had also asked me questions about during what time of the day I had conceived, or if my husband or I had had any alcohol. And she explained to me that there's these open windows of time where low vibrational souls can easily enter and push any soul that had intended to come completely out. So 2 weeks later, following her suggestions, I was able to once again connect to the original high vibrational soul. And Dr. Monica confirmed that the low vibrational soul had fully left and was not intending to disturb the original soul any longer. I really wish I had known about Dr. Monica and her work, or even about conceiving consciously. Then I could have actually better prepared myself and welcomed the soul that had around me for close to 2 years. And you would think, with the focus being on the soul, that I wouldn't have cared about the gender. But that was actually a really big lesson for me, whether it was meant to be or whatever you want to call it. I think I learned my lesson that souls truly are genderless, and that this image of this girl, I really had to let go of it, because at 13 weeks, the gender was not less likely to change. And so if the soul chooses to come as a boy to better fulfill his mission, so be it. Um, then again, at 32 weeks, more recently, I had another moment of panic. When I was told that the low-lying placenta that I've had, it's still not moved completely, and a venous portion called the placental lake is still lingering near my cervix. It had to move from the 1.45 centimeters it's at currently to 2 centimeters in order for me to have the water birth that I was intending to have. This time around, I did not even wait. I messaged Dr. Monica and told her that I know I am meant to have a water birth, and a C-section with anesthesia or even an epidural at the hospital. I know I'm not meant to have these chemicals going through me and the baby. Time is running out. Dr. Monica, what can I do? Should I do acupuncture, craniosacral, homeopathy? And most importantly, what is really going on with the baby were the real questions. She explained to me that C-sections are indicative of a baby not wanting to come out and having to face many of the earthly realities from their so-called perfect realities that they're coming from. And she said that my baby, because it's a highly evolved soul, he needs to be given space and allowed to accomplish his life mission. I had a sense of this, that my baby would not be conforming to conventional ways as he grows up. And I'm completely open to raising him in a way that enables his growth rather than giving him the standard formula. But interestingly, my husband, he is actually a believer in the conventional way of raising a kid. I spoke with my husband and I asked him, that we both communicate with the baby and tell him that um, we would not suffocate him with our ways, and that we would truly allow him his space. And instead of inhibiting him, we would support him in whichever way he chooses to grow. Since Dr. Monica has told me this, my husband and I now frequently, we talk out loud, and we communicate to the baby how we will not condition him to be a certain way, or even allow the karma that each of us have with our families and our parents to involve the baby in any way. I'm still at 35 weeks, but these past 8 months have really taught me so much about myself, my husband, and pushed my limits on what I thought was possible when being pregnant. I cannot imagine what the next so many years with this baby are going to be like. He's already teaching me, and he's not even out yet. I would also like to say many thanks to Dr. Monica for all her help and guidance. She has really inspired me to think in a way of how to be a conscious parent, and I'm really looking forward to learning lots more from her. Thank you.